just while we're on the Doncaster kind of topic here, so just want to kind of go through some of the highlights because there'll probably be a lot of Donny fans watching this, I would imagine, in terms of want to hear more from you in terms of your time that you spent there. So, can you just talk us through some highlights? Obviously, you won the Johnson's Paint Trophy there, the promotion, the. We need to talk about the Brentford game as well, by the way. I want to kind of hear your input on that. But just in terms of some highlights and some memories that you've kind of got from your playing days at Donny.
Yeah, I think there's been so many. I think obviously started with the cup run, the Carling Cup run where we beat Man City. And again, sort of leading into that game, I wasn't really going to be playing in that game. Never scored a goal for Doncaster. And that sort of morning, I'd visualised scoring a penalty. So I was in the boardroom working with Terry, and he said, "What if the game goes to penalties tonight? Would you take one?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "Why?" I says, "Well, in case I miss." And he was like, "Well, what if you score?" And I'd sort of never really thought about that because I was too bothered about missing. And he said, "Look, we'll go through some visualization of if you get one." And so we visualized walking up, putting the ball down, taking a step back, picking a side, taking it. And then, like you say, that night it went to penalties, and the manager asked who wanted one, and I put my hand up. And then ended up taking the penalty and scoring past David James, and we beat Man City. And in the Carling Cup, we beat Aston Villa, and then we sort of we took Arsenal to penalties, and we're winning 2-1 till the last minute.
Mm.
So again, that them moments at Bellevue, people still talk about them now. It was an unbelievable atmosphere at Bellevue, and them nights sort of kick-started it for me. We left Bellevue, went to the Keepmoat. Sean O'Driscoll then took over, and we sort of won the Johnson's Paint Trophy in his first season. Millennium Stadium, Wembley was getting refurbed, so we played at the Millennium Stadium. I think there was 75,000 people there, won in extra time. Graham Lee with a header. And again, that gave me sort of, I know, the sort of feeling of winning. And then the season after, we ended up sort of beating Leeds in the playoff final at Wembley, 1-0, which again, scoring a hat-trick for me personally in the semi-final at home was a dream come true, and something again was probably the best, most individual highlight that I had at Doncaster, which was amazing.
Yeah, I was at that game actually, James, and it was I think you're downplaying it. It was a good hat trick, by the way. There was there was three good goals, and I was watching the highlights before you joined just to kind of. And it's funny random, but the referee of that game was from the highlights in Mark Halsey, and he's also been
Yeah,
interviewed on this channel as well. So yeah, it's weird how that worked out. But in terms of that Brentford game you mentioned, so obviously every Donny fan will know about it, but just for those that don't, if you're kind of unfamiliar with it, so just kind of paint the picture here, James. So it's league last day of the season of League One. I'm right in saying this,
yeah,
and Donny needed a point. Was it a point to go get automatic promotion?
yeah.
Point to get automatic promotion against Brentford, who would overtake you if you didn't get the point. So last minute of the game, Brentford get a penalty, miss the penalty, and obviously Donny go up and scored a winner straight from that. So can you just talk a little bit around that, James? Because again, I know a lot of Donny fans that was an amazing day for them. So just kind of curious from your perspective.
Yeah, I think obviously getting that promotion initially and then staying in the championship for 4 or 5 seasons, then getting relegated was disappointed. Obviously things changed. But then to bounce back with this moment, I think we'd had a fantastic season. I'd gone on loan to Nottingham Forest for 6 months of the season, came back in January, and then we managed to sort of go down to the last game of the season against Brentford at Brentford, where we needed a point. And they needed to win to go up automatic. Yeah, we conceded a sort of penalty in the last minute, and their penalty taker was on the pitch, and Marcel Trotter, who was on loan, was on the pitch as well. So they fought for a bit in terms of who was going to take it.
Mm.
He ended up taking it, Trotter. He ran up, hit the bar, came back down, and then I set off from the edge of the box. The ball got cleared to Billy Painter, and we both set off and ran. He squared it, and Doncaster fans were all behind the goal. Ball came to me. I took a touch and put it in, and that was the last touch of the season that won us the league. So Bournemouth were away to Tranmere, and they needed to win, and they ended up sort of drawing the game, and the trophy was there. And yeah, so for us to win the league on the last kick of the game was again something you dream of as a young kid. And for me personally, been at the club for that long and experiencing that, and the fans, and just the whole sort of the whole day was unbelievable. You couldn't have written a better script, really.
Yeah, at the time I was an analyst at Sheffield United at the time, and we'd finished our game, and I remember someone like, "Oh, Brentford have got a penalty." Like your game was obviously a little bit later, kind of not quite finished yet, so it was kind of coming through like from what people were saying at the time. So yeah, it was a crazy ending. So I mean, what happened after that, James? Did you come back to Doncaster and have a few drinks in Donny, or?
Yeah, that was the plan. So we sort of celebrated the changing rooms, and then straight on the coach, and then straight into Doncaster. Got chopped off, and then just out all night. And then we had sort of a presentation at the stadium the next day with the trophy, and then out after that. And yeah, it was an unbelievable sort of season in terms of the group that we had, the players that we had, the sort of mentality. Rob Jones led the group, captained. He was unbelievable, inspirational leader. Probably one of the best seasons, individual seasons I've ever seen. So yeah, to be a part of that and to experience that was a dream come true.